For me, the main opportunities with Specialized was the freedom that they were giving me with inside the program. I mean, it's something pretty rare, but for every rider, it's what you kind of always dreamed or hoped that you could have, and sometimes you feel like you deserve to have. It's a frame and tire sponsorship, and they pretty much said, what do you want the rest of your program to look like? Who do you want to work with? Who do you want your sponsors to be? What do you want to wear? Whatever makes you stoked, we're stoked. So I think coming from a sponsor like that, that's pretty rare. So when you get an opportunity like that, it's really hard to pass up. I think with the whole move from Trek to Specialized, I think there's always going to be more of the story than people will know, just because mainly I'm just not willing to get into it and open up all the drama again. So I think for me, it's just moving forward. There's no hard feelings on my side. I know it was a tough situation for everybody. You know, I'm going to do fine moving forward, and they're going to do fine moving forward, so I think it's all good. The gear thing was a tough one as far as trying to make a decision there. I always really liked the Troy Lee gear and kind of was like the dream sponsor to ride for. But meeting Troy before I signed my deal was definitely the decision maker for me. The dude's just so passionate about everything he does and really wants to work hands-on, which is what I'm kind of all about. I like kind of being able to really work with sponsors and having that relationship where you can call a guy like him on the phone any time of the day and then drive up there and sit down in his office face to face and talk about whatever. And having a sponsor like that is, I mean, it's kind of what I'm all about. Riding the new Fox 40 air fork has been awesome. I've been on it for about 1.5 years now. We've been doing a lot of testing. If they're going to put something in production, they really like us to test it and make sure that everything's dialed before the public gets it. I mean, working with Fox when I came to Specialized was something I really wanted to keep that relationship going. They've been with me since day one, and they've always done a really good job of taking feedback and putting it into my suspension. And for me, that's one of the things on the bike that we change the most from course to course. So having a company that kind of gets it when you tell them what you're looking for when they're developing product is super important to me. I mean, it's one of the things that can make a really good bike feel really bad or a really crappy bike feel really good. So I'm excited for the public to get on the new fork. I think everyone's going to be blown away. It really is kind of my dream program now with Specialized and Fox and TLD and Red Bull, GoPro. Like, it's kind of, if you know, we're going to just pick the coolest companies and downhill. I got pretty much everything I could ever hope for. So it's, man, it's a huge blessing, and I'm just thankful for all those guys for all the support and the opportunities they're giving me. The goal obviously is always to try to win the World Cup and win world champs and win as many races and all that stuff, but those are just kind of outcome goals. You know, you can't really control those. You can just try to do the best you can. So my goal is pretty much stay the same every year. It's just to give 100%, do as much as I can every race, try to keep improving, and just to try to enjoy the experience. John Tomac is my fitness coach full-time. I've been with him for about 2 years now. It's just knowing that he's been there before and he's done a lot of the things that I'm trying to do, you know, or have done in the last few years. So when he gives you a training program, you know that it's coming from an actual athlete with experience. You know, it's not just a trainer from a different sport or something kind of like, I think you should do this. He knows how to relate it exactly to downhill because he's been there, done that sort of thing. So for me, it gives me confidence just knowing that what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I never really think about who my competition is because it's pretty individual sport. You know, it's against the clock, and I always see myself as my biggest competition. If I can do everything right on a race weekend, I usually have a really good shot of doing well. So I just try to focus on that and not really think or care about anybody else. You know, winning races isn't easy. I think a lot of people talk to me like I win these things like it's a walk in the park, but it's really hard, you know, and I don't take it for granted. I think it's going to be a tough season to even win one race, you know, let alone keep doing what I've been doing. So just want to do the best we can, but I think we have a good shot. You know, when I ride it, I want to enjoy it and enjoy the experience and the people I'm around. So I think this year with the team atmosphere and kind of all the new stuff, I think I'm really going to be able to have a lot of fun at the races. And I think that'll ultimately lead to me riding better as well. So if I can do that, I know I'll be stoked.